All right, your voice and your vote. We are going to be taking you to Washington, D.C., the White House. President Joe Biden is expected to be giving remarks at any moment now regarding the 2024 election results. There you have it. We are standing by. The podium is set up. People are being assembled and seated, and we will see what he says about that. Obviously, he's going to be talking about his vice president who lost the election overwhelmingly just the other day, and President Donald Trump's upcoming transition, the transition to the new president, Kamala Harris, yesterday talking about how this was going to be a peaceful transition to power. I'm sure that is some of what President Biden is going to be talking about. Now, President Biden did call incoming President Trump yesterday and invited him to come to the White House to talk about a proper transition. As you do recall, when this happened the last time, exiting President Trump did not extend that courtesy to Joe Biden after the 2020 race. Now, there is no firm date set for when incoming President Trump will meet with President Biden to talk about how things are going to be going, but that could be revealed in a discussion that Joe Biden is going to share with us today. The White House said in a statement that the president has expressed his commitment to ensuring a smooth transition, and they also emphasized the importance of working to bring the country together again. You see a U.S. Marine standing by right there, and he is obviously going to be guarding President Biden as he comes through that door and heads to the podium. Biden is going to be delivering his remarks. He did announce that he was going to be doing so on the social media site X, formerly Twitter. So that's how we got word today as well. So this is coming a day after Vice President Harris called the vice president, Biden called his vice president a tremendous partner and a public servant full of integrity, courage, and character. That is what President Biden said about Kamala Harris shortly after the results came in, showing that she did not win the race for president. In a statement, Biden reiterated that he felt that choosing Kamala Harris to be his vice president was, quote, the very best decision I made, end quote, and also said, quote, her story represents the best in America's story as well. So Harris did deliver her concession speech yesterday. We showed you that a little bit earlier today on our newscast. She did so from Howard University. She had been there watching the results coming in during election night, and she encouraged supporters not to give in to despair and instead to mobilize. That is what part of her concession speech was about. As you know, incoming President Trump did give his remarks at 2:30 in the morning on Wednesday from his home in Mar-a-Lago. Actually, he transitioned to the Palm Beach County Convention Center, and many people were there to listen to what he had to say. And his quote was, he would not rest, nor would his administration rest until, quote, we deliver the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. So we are standing by, waiting for President Biden to come out through that door. He was scheduled to speak about 19 minutes ago. Then we got the heads up that he would be speaking at 8:15, so obviously 4 minutes. It is not uncommon for presidents to say they're going to be speaking at a certain time and for that to be much later. Probably coming to, right off the top of my head, former President Bill Clinton sometimes would be an hour, 2 hours after his scheduled time. So we are standing by. We'll be back up in just a moment when President Biden walks out. But in the meantime, we're going to hold that shot for you as we are waiting for President Biden to come out with his remarks about what happened on Tuesday night and where America goes forward. All right, there is President Biden jogging out, and he's going to be talking about his thoughts or talking about the election and where America goes forward. Let's listen to President Biden.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Please. Thank you. Good to see this cabinet and the staff together here. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's good to see you all. Particularly good to see my granddaughter sitting in the front row here. Hi, Finn. How are you, honey? For over 200 years, America has carried on the greatest experiment in self-government in the history of the world. And that's not hyperbole, that's a fact. We're the people. The people vote and choose their own leaders, and they do it peacefully. And we're in a democracy. The will of the people always prevails. Yesterday, I spoke with President-elect Trump to congratulate him on his victory. And I assured him that I'd direct my entire administration to work with his team to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition. That's what the American people deserve. Yesterday, I also spoke with Vice President Harris. She's been a partner and a public servant. She ran an inspiring campaign, and everyone got to see something that I learned early on to respect so much, her character. She has a backbone like a ramrod. She has great character, true character. She gave her whole heart and effort, and she and her entire team should be proud of the campaign they ran. You know, the struggle for the soul of America, since our very founding, has always been an ongoing debate and still vital today. I know for some people, it's a time for victory, to state the obvious. For others, it's a time of loss. Campaigns are contests of competing visions. The country chooses one or the other. We accept the choice the country made. I've said many times, you can't love your country only when you win. You can't love your neighbor only when you agree. Something I hope we can do, no matter who you voted for, is see each other not as adversaries, but as fellow Americans. Bring down the temperature. I also hope we can lay to rest the question about the integrity of the American electoral system. It is honest, it is fair, and it is transparent. And it can be trusted, win or lose. I also hope we can restore the respect for all our election workers who busted their necks and took risks at the outset. We should thank them. Thank them for staffing voting sites, counting the votes, protecting the very integrity of the election. Many of them are volunteers who do it simply out of love for their country. And as they did their duty as citizens, I will do my duty as president. I'll fulfill my oath, and I will honor the Constitution. On January 20th, we'll have a peaceful transfer of power here in America. To all our incredible staff, supporters, cabinet members, all the people who've been hanging out with me for the last 4 years, God love you, as my mother would say. Thank you so much. You put so much into the past 4 years. I know it's a difficult time. You're hurting. I hear you and I see you. But don't forget all that we accomplished. It's been a historic presidency. Not because I'm president, because what we've done, what you've done. A presidency for all Americans. Much of the work we've done is already being felt by the American people, but the vast majority of it will not be felt over the next 10 years. We have legislation we passed that's just only now just really kicking in. We're going to see over $1 trillion worth of infrastructure work done, changing people's lives in rural communities and communities that are in real difficulty because it takes time to get it done. And so much more it's going to take time. but it's there. The road ahead is clear, assuming we sustain it. There's so much we can get done and will get done based on the way the legislation was passed. And it's truly historic. You know, we're leaving behind the strongest economy in the world. I know people are still hurting, but things are changing rapidly. Together, we've changed America for the better. Now we have 74 days to finish the term, our term. Let's make every day count. That's the responsibility we have to the American people. Look, folks, you all know it in your lives. Setbacks are unavoidable, but giving up is unforgivable. Setbacks are unavoidable, but giving up is unforgivable. We all get knocked down, but the measure of our character, as my dad would say, is how quickly we get back up. Remember, a defeat does not mean we are defeated. We lost this battle. The America of your dreams is calling for you to get back up. That's the story of America for over 240 years and counting. It's a story for all of us, not just some of us. The American experiment endures. We're going to be okay, but we need to stay engaged. We need to keep going. And above all, we need to keep the faith. I'm so proud to have worked with all of you. I really mean it. I sincerely mean it. God bless you all. God bless America. And may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.